Hi. In the previous lesson, we had discussed about the shafts design based on strength and design based on strength. In subtopics, shafts design based on torsion only. In shaft design based on bending only, we have completed so far. Now today, the design of shafts based on strength. In that, shafts design based on combined torsion and bending moments. Torsion and bending moments. So let us see this. Objectives of this lesson are on the completion of this period or lesson, you would be able to design of shafts subjected to combined twisting movement and bending movement, and some of the solved problems. Let us discuss and also some of the quiz questions and some exercises you should have in this lesson. So design of shafts based on the basis of strength. In that, the following cases may be considered. That is number one. We have discussed in the previous lesson. The cases are number one, shafts subjected to torsion only, shafts subjected to bending moment only, and now in this lesson, shafts subjected to combined twisting and bending moments. Right? So for the design shafts based on torsional moments and twisting moment, or torque and bending moments. There are two theories are suggested for the elastic failure of the materials. One is the maximum shear stress theory, also called Guest theory, by the name of Guest. It is proposed by Guest. So, Guest theory, maximum shear stress theory or Guest theory, and this will be useful for ductile materials. This will be useful for ductile materials. And the second one is maximum normal stress theory, or also called this as maximum tensile stress theory. And also it was proposed by Rankine. So that's why it is called as Rankine's theory. So let us see one by one the maximum shear stress theory and maximum normal stress theory, or Guest theory and Rankine's theory. And the Rankine's theory is useful for brittle materials, and this will be useful for brittle, and previously that is ductile materials, and now it is for brittle materials. So let us see maximum shear stress theory or Guest theory. Let shear stress induced due to twisting moment is Fs or tau, Fs or tau, and the bending stress, whether it may be of tensile or compressive stress induced due to bending moment is Fb or sigma b, Fb or it may be sigma b also. This bending stress generally when the beam bends or the shaft bends, one side is subjected to tensile tension and another side is subjected to compression. So sometimes it may be of compressive or tensile stress, whatever it is, maybe bending stress is unused. So according to maximum shear stress theory or Guest theory, maximum shear stress in the shaft will be equal to, so Fs maximum or tau maximum is equal to half of under root of Fb square plus 4 Fs square. According to this guest theory or maximum shear stress theory, maximum shear stress induced in the shaft is equal to half under root of fb square plus 4fs square. So now from twisting moment equation, T is equal to, as we are already aware that, pi by 16 fs d cube, pi by 16 fs d cube, and this can be rewrite as fs is equal to 16t by pi d cube, 16t by pi d cube. Now from the bending moment equation, m is equal to pi by 32 fb d cube, where we are already aware that the notations T is the twisting moment or torque and Fs is the torsional shear stress and D will be the diameter of the shaft. And similarly here also M is equal to maximum bending moment, Fb is equal to bending stress and D will be the diameter of the shaft. And this is mainly for solid shaft. These two equations are for solid shafts. And the Fb can be, it will be equal to 32 m by pi d cube. After substitution of these values, that means Fb and Fs in the maximum shear stress equation, that is Fs maximum is equal to 1 by 2 under root of Fb square plus 4Fs square. If you substitute these Fs and Fb values, so you can see 1 by 2 under root of 32 m by pi d cube whole square plus 4 16t by pi d cube whole square. So right, so here if you bring this 4 to the into the bracket, then it will become 2 and this is also becomes 32 t by pi d cube whole square. So 32 by pi d cube and 32 by pi d cube which are square, so we can bring to the outside common factor, so it will become see 16 pi d cube, 16 pi d cube under root of m square plus t square. So this will be the, after modifying this substitution, you will get 16 pi d cube under root of m square plus t square. So pi by 16 fs maximum d cube will become, if you bring this pi d cube towards this side, the left side of the equation, then it will become pi by 16 fs maximum d cube is equal to m square plus t square. So this m square plus t square, in this expression, we know that the equivalent twisting moment TE, equivalent twisting moment TE is equal to the root of m square plus t square. Okay, so the equivalent twisting moment TE may be defined as the twisting moment which, when acting alone, produces the same shear stress as the actual twisting moment. Once again, the twisting moment which when acting alone, that means TE, produces the same shear stress Fs as the actual twisting moment. So TE is equal is the, this will be the definition. The equivalent twisting moment TE may be defined as the twisting moment which when acting alone produces the same shear stress as the actual twisting moment. Now, so by limiting the maximum shear stress equal to the allowable shear stress, by limiting the maximum shear stress Fs maximum to the Fs, then the equation may be rewritten as Te equal to under root of m square plus t square is equal to pi by 16 Fs d. So from this equation, you can calculate diameter of the shaft. It can be calculated or evaluated for diameter of the shaft. This is all about the guess theory, right? So far, from this equation, from this discussion, maximum shear stress, PE is equal to under root of m square plus t square is equal to 5 by 16 Fs d cube. With this equation, you can calculate the value of shaft diameter. So, right now, let us go to the, and this theory will be applicable for ductile materials. So now next is maximum normal stress theory, or we can call it as Rankin's theory. As I had discussed previously, this will be useful for brittle materials. So the maximum normal stress in the shaft is equal to FB maximum is equal to 1 by 2 FB plus 1 by 2 under root of FB square plus 4FS square. This will be the maximum normal stress in the shaft. So, same in the previous case, FB is equal to, and if you take bending equation, and Fs is equal to, if you take torsion equation, let us see, after substitution, FB is equal to 32 m by pi d cube, and Fs is equal to 16 t by pi d cube. So, you can bring 32 by pi d cube to the outside, common as a common. So 32 by pi d cube will become into 1 by 2 plus into m plus under root of m square plus t square. So if you bring this pi d cube to the left side and 32 also left side, you will get pi by 32 FB maximum into d cube, which is equal to half m plus under root of m square plus t square. Where half m plus under root of m square plus t square will be the equivalent bending moment. Previously, that is equivalent twisting moment, whereas this is the equivalent bending moment equal to half or 1 by 2 into m plus under root of m square plus t square. So, equivalent bending moment ME may be defined as the moment which, when acting alone, produces the same tensile or compressive stress as the actual bending moment. Once again, the definition for equivalent bending moment is the equivalent bending moment ME may be defined as the moment which, when acting alone, produces the same tensile or compressive stress. That means as the actual bending moment. That means simply whatever the actual bending moment is producing the stresses, that is maybe tensile or compressive stress, the ME equivalent bending moment will also produce the same effect. So that is the idea of, or the definition for equivalent bending moment. So let us limit, by limiting the maximum normal stress FB maximum equal to the allowable bending stress, then the equation 2 may be written as ME is equal to 1 by 2 into m plus under root of m square plus t square equal to pi by 32 FB dq. FB dq. So that means we are limiting the maximum normal stress to the allowable bending stress. Means FB is replaced, FB maximum is replaced by FB1. So from this equation, bending, equivalent bending moment, we can calculate or we can evaluate diameter of the shaft. From this equation, diameter of the shaft may be evaluated. So these are the two theories when the beam is or the shaft is subjected to both torsional moments and bending moments. One is the Guess theory, second is the Rankin's theory. And Guess theory is applicable for ductile materials, whereas the Rankin's theory is applicable for brittle materials. And from the Guess theory, we calculated equivalent twisting moment which will produce the same effect as the actual bending moments. So similarly, the equivalent bending moment will produce the same effect as the actual bending moment, right? So let us see. So far we have discussed so far only solid shaft. Let us have in case of hollow shafts. In case of a hollow shaft, this will be equivalent twisting moment TA is equal to under root of m square plus t square is equal to 5 by 16 fs dV cube into 1 minus k power 4, where dV is the outside diameter of the shaft, where k is the diameter ratio, that is internal diameter by external diameter, or inside diameter of the shaft by outside diameter. So, and similarly, equivalent bending moment ME is equal to 1 by 2 into M plus under root of M square plus T square is equal to 5 by 32 FB dV cube into 1 minus K power to the 4. These two equations for hollow shafts, where K is equal to Di by dV. Let us solve. So far we completed two theories related to the when the shaft is subjected to both twisting moment and bending moment. So this shaft may be either solid shaft or maybe hollow shaft, and this Rankin's theory is applicable for brittle materials, whereas the Guess theory is applicable for ductile materials. So right, let us solve some of the problems. Let us see, discuss. So here, this is the problem: a solid circular shaft. This shaft is solid shaft subjected to a bending moment of 3000 Newton meters. Here the given data is: one is the solid circular shaft, number two is the bending moment, 3000 Newton meters, and also a torque of 10,000 Newton meters. Right? So here bending moment is given to you and twisting moment is also given to you, that is torque is given to you, and the shaft is made of 45 chromium steel having ultimate tensile stress. Here the given is the ultimate tensile stress, so that you have to once again calculate allowable tensile stress. So ultimate tensile stress is 700 megapascals and the ultimate shear stress is of 500 megapascals. So also assuming a factor of safety as 60, determine the diameter of the shaft. So here the given data is solid circular shaft, bending moment is given to you, and torque is also there, and also ultimate tensile stress is given to you, and ultimate shear stress is given to you, and the factor of safety is also given to you. First of all, calculate the allowable tensile stress or normal stress, and then also say we can say allowable bending stress equal to ultimate tensile stress by factor of safety, and also allowable shear stress is equal to ultimate shear stress by factor of safety. After calculation this, take the equivalent twisting moment and also equivalent bending moment. From these two equations you can calculate. So let us see the solution. Bending moment m is equal to 3 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton millimeters. And next is twisting moment. T is equal to 10 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton millimeters. And ultimate tensile stress is equal to 700 megapascals, as we are already aware that 1 megapascal is equal to 1 Newton per millimeter square. Right? So that's why 700 megapascals itself is equal to 700 Newton per millimeter square. So similarly, ultimate shear stress Fu is also equal to 500 megapascals, which is also equal to 500 Newton per millimeter square. And the factor of safety Fs is equal to 6. So allowable tensile stress Fb is equal to ultimate tensile stress by factor of safety. With this you can calculate Fb is equal to 116.7 Newton per millimeter square, and also allowable shear stress is equal to ultimate shear stress by factor of safety. With this you can calculate Fs is equal to 83.3 Newton per millimeter square. So according to the Guest theory, and Te is equal to under root of m square plus t square. So after substitution of the m value, that is my bending moment value, and also after substitution of t value, equivalent twisting moment is equal to 10.44 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton per millimeter square. You got. So let us equate this to the pi by 16 Fs d cube. So with this you can calculate d is equal to, after substitution of the Fs value and also t value, you are going to get the diameter of the shaft has 86 millimeters. As per this is as per the Guest theory. And now let us take Rankine's theory. Me is equal to equivalent twisting bending moment equal to 1 by 2 into 1 plus, m plus under root of m square plus t square. So after substitution, you are going to get 6.72 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton per millimeter square. And let us equate this Me equal to pi by 32 Fb d cube. Fb is also there for you, Me is also there for you. Then you can calculate d value as 83.7 millimeters. 83.7 meters. According to the Guest theory, d value is 86, whereas according to the Rankine's theory, d value is 83.7 millimeters. So right. So with these two, as we have calculated based on Rankine's theory and Guest theory, the diameter of shaft, whichever is larger, when we have to take that one. So suitable diameter D is equal to larger diameter of the above two theories. So D is equal to, that means according to the Guest theory, diameter of the shaft is equal to 86 mm, which is to be considered. And this may be rounded up to the next higher value, that is as per the standards 90 mm you can keep. So this is the problem based on combined twisting moment and bending moment. So let us see the problem 2, some more problems. So here he has given a shaft with a gear is mounted on bearings as shown in figure. the gear is 125 mm diameter and 3.68 kilowatts are transmitted at 100 rpm, assuming an allowable shear stress of 42 Newton per millimeter square. Find the diameter of the shaft. Here he has given that he has not mentioned whether it is the hollow shaft or whether it is the solid shaft. So whenever they are not mentioned in the problem itself, then you have to consider it as the solid shaft. Right? Next is the gear diameter is given to you and power transmission is also given to you. And speed is also given to you in revolutions per minute. And also allowable shear stress only is given to you, but there is no allowable bending stress or normal stress, whatever it is, that is not there. So thereby this problem can be solved only based on the guess theory, because allowable shear stress only is given to you. So based on guess theory or maximum shear stress theory only, we are going to calculate the diameter, which will be the final answer. So let us see. This is the figure. So the gear is mounted at the center of the shaft, and the shaft is mounted on the bearings. Here is one bearing and here is another bearing, and the shaft is mounted between the two bearings, and a gear is mounted on the shaft at its mid span, and the gear diameter is 125 mm, and from the length of the shaft between the bearings is 200 mm. From gear to one bearing is 100 mm and another bearing is 100 mm. So for this you have to determine first of all maximum bending moments, and then from the power formula you have to determine the torque value. So gear diameter is D is equal to 125 mm and power is equal to 3.68 kilowatts, which is nothing but the so 3680 watts. So speed N is equal to 100 rpm. So allowable shear stress Fs is equal to 42 newtons per millimeter square. So power transmitted, the formula for power transmitted by the shaft is equal to simply P is equal to 2 pi nt by 60, and N is in revolutions per minute, by thereby the 60 is there, and T is in watts, that is nothing but the Newton meters, should be in Newton meters, P is in watts. So you are going to get the torque or twisting moment in Newton meters. Let us substitute the N value and power value. T is equal to P into 60 by 2 pi N. So substitute P is equal to 3680 into 60 by 2 pi into 100 mm, 100 revolutions per minute, is equal to, you will get torque value as 351.592 Newton meters. And similarly, tangential force on gear teeth, PT is equal to 2T by D, which is equal to, so you have to calculate load also, that is tangential force also. That's why PT, this formula you must remember, tangential force on the gear teeth is equal to 2T, where T is the torque transmitted and D will be the diameter of the gear wheel. So you will get the tangential force 5625.48 newtons. So bending moment at the center of the gear, as it is the looking like a simply supported beam. The given problem, the shaft is looking like a simply supported beam with a point load at its midspan. So that's why for that we are having one equation, maximum bending moment will be taking place at the gear only. That's why WL by 4 will be the maximum bending moment, and W is the tangential force or the load acting by the gear, and L is the length of the shafts. So with this, so W is there for you, that is PT itself is the W. So 5625.48 into 200, where L is the length of the shafts, by 4, then you will get maximum bending moment as 2,81,274 Newton millimeters. So here now you are having the torque value and you are having the maximum bending moment. So don't be confused with this. PT and W both are same. So now let us take, according to the guess theory, equivalent twisting moment TE is equal to under root of m square plus t square. So substitute the m value and t value, you will get TE, which is equal to pi by 16 F maximum into d cube. So F allowable shear stress is given to you 42, and T is also, you can calculate with this, that is for 4,50,257.7. So T is there for you, F maximum is also there for you, and D you have to calculate, and diameter of the shaft is equal to 37.94 mm. So as per the standards, you have to round off this to the 40, but whereas simply is rounded off to the D is equal to 38 mm. So this is the problem. Let us see another problem. Problem number 3. Here it is. A line shaft is driven by means of a motor placed vertically below the shafts. The pulley and the line shaft is 1.5 meters in diameter and has belt tensions 5.4 kilonewtons. That's the maximum belt tension on tight side, and 1.8 kilonewtons on the slack side. So on the tight side and slack side of the belt respectively, both these tensions may be assumed to be vertical. If the pulley be overhang from the shaft, the distance of the center line of the pulley from the center line of the bearing being 400 mm. So this is the length of the shaft, which is overhanging shaft. That is simply, and find the diameter of the shaft assuming the maximum allowable shear stress. That means here also you have to calculate this only by using guess theory. So first of all, you have to calculate the maximum bending moment and also testing moment based on the given data. Let us see. This is the problem that has given. This is the problem. That is, from center of the bearing to the center of the pulley is 400 mm. That is the length of the shaft, and the diameter of the pulley is 1.5 meters. And the belts are vertically downwards. So T1 will be the tension on tight side, and T2 will be the tension on slack side. So diameter of the pulley D is equal to 1.5 meters, and tension on tight side T is equal to T1 is equal to 5.4 kilonewtons. Tension on slack side T2 is equal to 1.48 kilonewtons, and L is equal to 400 millimeters, and Fs is equal to 42 Newton per millimeter square. So now we know that torque transfer of the shaft to the belt is equal to T is equal to T1 minus T2 into R. That is net tangential force acting on the pulley, that is, and then R is equal to radius of the pulley. So with this you can calculate T is equal to tension on tight side minus tension on slack side into radius of the pulley. So you will get 2700 Newton meters. This you can convert this into Newton millimeters. So 2700 into 10 to the power of 3 Newton millimeters. neglecting the self weight, that means weight of the shaft. So total vertical load acting on the pulley is total vertical, neglecting the weight of the shaft. So weight acting, total load acting on the pulley here, we are neglecting the weight of the shaft also, and we are neglecting the weight of the pulley also. So W is equal to T1 plus T2. The total tension itself is the load acting on the pulley vertically downwards. So tension on side plus tension on slack side. This will become 7,200 newtons. So we neglected shaft weight, we neglected pulley weight also. So bending moment for this is simply W into L. This is just like a fixed beam, point load at its free end. It is just like a fixed beam, point load at its free end. So that's why maximum bending moment M is equal to WL. So after W is there for you, L is also there for you, you will get 2880 into 10 to the power of 3 Newton millimeters. So let D is the diameter of the shaft. So take equivalent twisting moment according to the Guest theory. Te is equal to under root of m square plus t square. So which is equal to, then Te is equal to 3950 into 10 to the power of 3 Newton millimeters. Let us equate this pi by 16 Fs maximum into d cube. Then you will get your diameter of the shaft. So pi by 16 Fs d cube. Fs is there for you. So T is also there for you. Then you will get diameter of the shaft as 78 mm. So this you can round off to the next tens, that is 80 mm. So diameter of the shaft in this problem is 80 mm. Next problem 4. So here you can see a solid shaft is transmitting 1 megawatts. It is 1 megawatts at 240 revolutions per minute. The power is given to you in this, and solid shaft is there, and the speed is also there. From this you can calculate the torque value. 1 megawatts is nothing but the 1 into 10 to the power of 6 watts or 1000 kilowatts. And determine the diameter of the shaft if the maximum torque transmitted exceeds the mean torque value. So with the power formula, you are going to get the mean torque value. Then you have to calculate maximum torque value. That is, maximum torque is equal to 1.2 times the mean torque. Take the maximum allowable shear stress as 16 newtons per millimeter square. So this is also to be calculated based on Guest theory only. So 1 into 10 to the power of 6 watts, and speed is given to you 240 revolutions per minute, and maximum torque is equal to T max is equal to 1.2 times of the T mean torque. So stress is equal to 16 Newton per millimeter square, tau, or Fs you can say, and diameter of the shaft is equal to T. So T mean is equal to mean torque transmitted by the shaft, which will be obtained from the power formula. T mean is equal to T, that is nothing but the P into 60 by 2 pi n. So you got mean torque as 39,784 into 10 to the power of 3 Newton millimeters. Thereby, so T maximum is equal to 47,741 into 10 to the power of 3 Newton millimeters. We know that T maximum is equal to pi by 16 Fs maximum into d cube, then d is equal to 159.4, say 160 mm. This is a simple problem. And next, problem number 5. Here is the hollow steel shaft Outside diameter is given to you 225 mm outside diameter and 150 mm inside diameter. Calculate the maximum power this shaft can transmit at 150 rpm, and the maximum shear stress is not to exceed 70 meganewton per meter square. So this is simply 70 Newton per mm square you can take. So outside diameter is given to you, inside diameter is given to you, and the RPM is speed in revolutions per minute is also given to you. With this, you first of all calculate the torque value by using torque equation. T is equal to pi by 16 Fs maximum into dO power to the cube into 1 minus k power to the 4, where k is equal to di by dO. That means inside diameter by outside diameter. Let us have the solution for this. So n is there for you, dO is also there for you, di is also there for you, and also tau is also there for you. That is Fs is also there for you, Fs maximum. And then, so take this formula into account. T is equal to pi by 16 tau dO power to the 4 by dO into 1 minus di by dO power whole power 4. Let us substitute all the values, you will get torque value. So 125.633 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton millimeters. Let us substitute this T value in power formula in terms of Newton kilonewton meters, then you will get power transmitted. So 2 pi nt by 60, n is there for you, T is also there for you, and you will get power transmitted 1973.44 kilowatts. And problem 6. A shaft made of mild steel is required to transmit 100 kilowatts at 300 rpm. The supported length of the shaft is 3 meters only, and it carries 2 pulleys. That means the length of the shaft is 3 meters only, and it is supporting the 2 pulleys of weighing. That means weight of the pulleys are each are 1500 newtons, supported at a distance of, one is the total length is 3 meters, one is 1 meter from the respective ends. That means from left end it is 1 meter, and from right end it is 1 meter, and the distance between the 2 pulleys will be 1 meter also. So assuming the safe value of the stress, determine the diameter of the shaft. As it is the mild steel shaft, you have to assume based on the material. So safe value of the stress. So power is there for you, and 100 kilowatts. Convert this into watts, and speed is there for you, and L length of the shaft is there for you, and weight of each pulley is 1500 newtons. So this is, if you draw a simply supported beam based on the given data, this is the support bearing, and this is another support, and here is the one pulley, and here is one pulley. From here to here, from left to end, it is 1 meter distance the pulley, and from right end it is 1 meter distance the pulley, and distance between these two is also 1 meter. Now taking the reactions at each support, Ra is equal to Rb is equal to 1500 newtons only. So maximum bending moment may be either at the first pulley or the second pulley. That is 1500 into 1, you will get Newton meters. So this will be the M value, that is maximum bending moment value. So let D be the diameter of the shaft, and now equivalent twisting moment TA is equal to under root of M square plus T square. 1500 M is there for you, and from power formula T is also is to be calculated. So TE is equal to 3590 Newton meters. That is, and also millimeters. If you multiply with the 10 to the power of 3 power 1000, you will get Newton millimeters. Now let us assume Fs or tau as 60. You will get the diameter of substitution in T is equal to pi by 16 tau d cube and assuming that 6 tau as the 60, then you will get D is equal to 70 mm. That is 66.8 mm, and rounded up to the next higher tens, that is 70 mm. So with this, we completed the discussion so far. That is, the shafts are subjected to both the twisting moment and bending moment, and this is based on the strength of the shaft. So let us have the summary of this lesson. Shaft subjected to combined twisting and bending moment, and maximum shear stress theory we have discussed it, that is guess theory is also discussed. With this, we got equivalent twisting moment TE is equal to under root of m square plus t square is equal to 5 by 16 Fs dq. And similarly, maximum normal stress theory, or also called Rankine's theory, that is equivalent bending moment is equal to me is equal to 1 by 2 into m plus under root of m square plus t square is equal to 5 by 32 Fb dq. And this will be applicable for the guess theory is applicable for ductile materials, whereas the Rankine's theory is applicable for brittle materials. Now let us have a small quiz about this lesson. And the maximum shear stress theory is used for brittle materials, ductile materials, plastic materials, and non-ferrous materials. Which one is the right answer? As we have discussed in the previously, the answer may be this is maximum shear stress theory, that is guess theory is applicable for ductile materials only. Let us see the answer. Right answer is the B. And similarly, another question, maximum normal stress theory is used for brittle materials, ductile materials, plastic materials, and then non-ferrous. As it is the Rankine's theory and maximum normal stress theory, this is applicable for brittle materials as we have discussed. So the answer should be the A. The shafts made of gas material. The shafts made out of which material? The mathematical formula for power transmitted by the shaft is, the shafts is generally made out of carbon steel, that is also mild steel, and mathematical formula for P is equal to power transmitted, P is equal to 2 pi nt by 60, and the SI units of torque is maybe Newton meters or Newton millimeters. Mild steel is the right answer. P is equal to 2 pi nt by 60, and also either Newton meters or Newton millimeters. So with this, we concluded this lesson. Some of the exercises are there. Shaft 3 meters long, 70 millimeters diameter, subjected to a twisting moment this much, and carries at its center a pulley weighing 2 kilonewtons. Determine the maximum shear stress induced, assuming the simply supported at the ends. That is, simply supported beam at ends means, as already you are having twisting moment, and length of the shaft is given to you, diameter is given to you. Shear stress you have to calculate. First of all, calculate the maximum bending moment, then take twisting moment. Maximum bending moment is equal to, in this formula, in this exercise, is M is equal to WL by 2. So with this, you can calculate bending moment, and now we are having twisting moment, and length is there for you, diameter is also there for you. After substitution in twisting moment, TE is equal to under root of m square plus t square is equal to pi by 16 Fs d cube. D is also there for you, M is, T is also there for you. Then you can calculate the maximum shear stress. And next is, a mild steel shaft is subject simultaneous to torque is this much and bending moment is this much. And here maximum shear stress is given to you, maximum normal stress is also given to you. Simply take twisting moment equation, bending moment equation, calculate based on the guess theory, the diameter of the shaft, calculate based on the Rankine's theory, and whichever is larger one, that is to be adopted as the diameter of the shaft. Right? So, and then a shaft made of mild steel is required to transmit 100 kilowatts at this much RPM. So with this, you can calculate torque value. And supported length of the shaft is 3 meters. Shaft length is given to you, and it carries two pulleys each weighing 15 and 100, and supported at a distance of 1 meter from each end. This is similar to the previous solved problem. Assuming the safe values of stresses, determine the diameter. It is similar to the previous problem. And a line shaft is driven by means of a motor placed vertically below it. And the pulley on the line shaft is 1.5 meter in diameter, and the belt tensions is also given to you. And it is also similar to the previous solved problem. And this is a problem on hollow shaft, and torque is given to you. It is the hollow shaft, and the shear stress is also given to you. So guess theory, you have to use guess theory, and ratio of belt tensions is also given to you. K is also given to you. By using twisting moment formula or torque formula directly, you can calculate your. There is no need of twisting moment in this problem. Directly you take maximum torque value T is equal to pi by 16 Fs maximum into dO power to the 4 in dO power to the cube into 1 minus k power to the 4. K is also there for you. Only dO you can calculate. Then after substitution in k value, you will get di also. And these are also similar problems. And a shaft 3 meter long, 70 mm diameter, subjected to a torque of this much value, and carries a central weight of the pulley is also given to you. It is simply calculate according to the guess theory. Guess theory, that is Te is equal to under root of m square plus t square is equal to pi by 16 Fs d cube, and the m can be calculated by using a simply supported beam with point load at its midspan, WL by 2. That formula you can use, m is equal to WL by 2. W is also given to you. Length of the shaft is also given to you. With that, you can calculate your maximum bending moment and twisting moment, and finally diameter also. A shaft is supported with two ball bearings, carries a central load. This much 800 newtons is transmitted this much kilowatts, and the speed is also given to you. And the distance between the centers of the bearings is also given to you. And tensile stress, this is based on the normal stress theory. That means maximum normal stress theory. This should be based on equivalent bending moment. You have to take M, you have to calculate WL by 2. Okay, torque from the power formula. So after taking twisting moment, equivalent bending moment, you can calculate your diameter of the shaft. So with this, we concluded this lesson. Thank you, one and all.